Okay, Thunder Wizards, this is the Manifestation Mastery Course video 34A. 34A. So you have to watch this video all the way to the end because I'm going to direct you to another video that's going to give you a very important exercise which will help you do exactly what we're going to be talking about today, which is manifesting without manifesting. So we talk a lot about how to manifest. I talk a lot about how to align the three selves. I talk a lot about how to intend. I talk about a lot of ways that you can put effort toward manifesting, and that's important because look, we're manifesting all the time anyway. We are manifestors. In fact, I've talked about this in some other videos, but it's really important that you understand that just being a human being, if you understood how powerful the human instrument is, we have these five elements which are in the five major organ systems of the body. We have the seven chakras, which are the wheels of psychic development. By psychic, I mean psyche, psychological development. We have the three main energy cauldrons in the body through which we can refine the energy of the universe. And I mean, the stuff that we can accomplish just by being a human being is unbelievable. And I really wish that I could just hand you that. Unfortunately, it's something everyone has to experience for themselves. And it does, in the beginning, take some discipline. As I have pointed out before, if you go onto this channel or just type into YouTube, you should find it. Even if you just type into the search bar on top of YouTube, type in HUUL breath. Type that in and do that. Do that for 11 minutes every day. And if you don't start connecting on levels that you haven't, begun to imagine, if you don't start to feel energy, if you don't start to have this connection with this living spiritual universe, then, do it for 6 months. And if nothing happens, come back and let us know. I don't think that will be the case. But it does take some effort and some discipline to get to the point where all of these things start to light up. And then you don't have to work that hard. So, manifestation without manifesting is when you have all of these things moving and working, as well as you've got the right mindset, which is the most important part. You've got to have your mindset right. You could have all the bells and whistles going energetically and be full of crazy power. I've known people with all kinds of power whose lives were miserable. Teachers who had all kinds of spiritual and energetic powers, but they couldn't pay their bills. So that's why I focus so much on the mindset of not being a victim, of taking full responsibility, of dropping every single mindset or belief that causes fear, causes you to feel less than. Getting rid of all the conspiracy theory nonsense and living your life by conspiracy theories. Those are all ways to stay trapped and limited and miserable. And as long as you're in that state, it doesn't matter. Even if somebody were to come along with a magic wand and tap you on the forehead and give you all of the power of the universe, you would not be able to manifest your own happiness. I know because I've seen it. So that's why I focus on that. We're not going to talk about that today because I talk about that a lot. We're going to talk about how to get to the place where you don't have to do anything. Just coast. It seems like you're just simply coasting through life. I am having this experience in my life right now. By the way, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, and we've got the links up here, neo.thunderwizard.com. Again, it just amazes me that Those four tools are the most important thing to be able to just be able to be the best, most functioning human you can and get through this life completely victoriously. And then courses.thunderwizard.com has all my books, my DVDs, my video teachings, my services. Those links are there for a reason. So we want to get to the place where, listen, I never get too um, comfortable because I always want more in life. I am so aware right now that human life, each time we incarnate, is an absolutely unique thing that will never happen again. Me being in this body, having this brain, and having the experiences that I've had in this life will never happen again. And I want to look back on every incarnation that I have and say I used everything that incarnation could give me. I got everything that I wanted out of that. So just because things are going, extremely well, I'm living an absolute fantasy right now. That doesn't mean that I'm going to get complacent and stop, because life is about movement. What doesn't move? A corpse, a dead body. They don't move, they don't even twitch. If you're moving, you're alive. If you want to stay alive, you keep moving. You want to die? Stop moving in your life. Stop seeking. Stop going after whatever you want. And I teach that you have to learn how to appreciate everything that you have. It's extremely important. Enjoy, consume, and appreciate everything that you are experiencing. Find the good no matter where you are. Not because you're a Pollyanna and you're trying to go into denial. That's not it. It's because that is the stepping stone. Don't be satisfied. Enjoy what you have. Appreciate it. Eat it. Experience it. And then want more. One of the tricks that I've learned is, and I'm just experiencing this now. In fact, now I'm thinking about it. I just talked about it. Where if you can remember, there in one of my videos recently, the past few weeks, I was talking about how I was fantasizing about something that I wanted in my life that I didn't think was possible because of my age. And I didn't tell you what that was, and I probably won't, because there's some things I keep to myself. And that looks like it has just come into my life. And one thing that you look for is, if you're not satisfied with what's happening in your life, ask yourself if you feel like you just don't feel you deserve what you really want. Like, think about what it is you really want. Whether it's a house, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a car, whether it's health, whether it's something like that. Ask yourself, God, if it were up to me, I would have that. And then go, yeah. If you find yourself going, yeah, but I don't deserve that, or I can't have that. There's somebody on this channel that I haven't seen lately. Somebody who who I know has never worked with me personally, and I don't know if they've read the books or done anything. They come onto the channel like a lot of people and watch the videos, especially the ones about, where I talk about, learning to follow your true joy. And that's really all that matters. And I won't get into it, but this person has something that they want. My soul desires to have this, and I know I can't have it because they're too old, they're too fat, they're too unattractive. And I've lost patience with that person, because after a while, there's some people just don't want to go beyond their misery. At least that's the way it comes across. And at some point, there's just you give them the tools, and then they'll crap all over the tools and say, well, that wouldn't work for me anyway because of blah blah blah. And then what can you do? And I'm thinking about that because if that person knew could actually get to the point where they could believe that they deserved what it is they really want. And in the circumstances that they're in, it seems completely, totally impossible. And what you do in those situations is you say to yourself, I really want this. This is really something I truly want at a soul level. I'm going to have it, even though by all on paper, it's just completely impossible. And I just realized, as I was sitting here talking, I just realized that I did that. And it always works when I verbalize it. When I verbalize to myself that, what I really want is I want that, whatever it is. And I really own it without any fear, without any doubt, without any complaining. I just go, wow, I really want that. I really true, deep inside, I really do. Even if in my mind there's this part of me that says, oh, you don't deserve that. Oh, that's silly. Oh, that's selfish. Or you're being materialistic, or whatever it is. I just recently did that, and it has now looks like it's coming into my life. We'll see. I'll find out, but we'll see. And it's interesting that I just got through telling you to do that. Think of the things that you think you can't have, and go, allow yourself to believe that you can have the things that are above your pay grade. So, I am in that state right now. I'm sitting here in this house that I'm enjoying right now. The weather here in this part of Queensland is, at this time of year is just amazing. It's, I guess we're just starting to head into fall in where I was in Southern California, the last, the last gasps of summer. And it feels like summer here now where I'm at. And I've got this really great little house I'm living in right now. This is it. That's me. That's the view from my front porch out, and you can see all the, you can't see the ocean because of, I'm in front of it there, but the palm trees. And, there's the view right there. That's the view right out that window. Of course, it's nighttime now. Nighttime, you go out there now and you see the stars. And if the moon's coming up, you see the moon bouncing off the clouds, and you can hear the sea breeze rustling the palm leaves. And, at dusk, you hear all these birds, these jungly sounding birds. All and the stuff that, so it's just like the best of California and Hawaii all shoved together in one thing, and the sea breeze coming through. I'm living that. I just got through today. I woke up leisurely and ate some food and decided to go surfing. And this wasn't today. This was a couple of days ago. And a friend of mine caught this on her GoPro video camera. Don't get too excited. It's just me surfing a little wave right out here. But this is basically right out the front door. Oh my goodness! All right, don't get too excited. It was kind of small. It was bigger today. It was a little more challenging and fun today. But this is what I do. I mean, I'm living my fantasy, but I'm not gonna just be satisfied with this. Here's what we do, and I've felt this happening numerous times in this process. What happens is we get what we want, or most of what we want. We start to enjoy it, and then fear grips us and says, what happens if I lose my job? Well, and then we start to try and clutch onto it. We do this with relationships too. Somebody will come along that and the relationship starts going well, and then you get jealous. You think he or she's going to cheat on you, or what if somebody else comes along, or what happens if things don't go right, or and then you get stuck, and then you get stuck. And remember, if you don't move, you start to die. So you have to enjoy everything and then let it go. That's all there is to it. The way that our shamanic ancestors, our hunter-gatherer ancestors lived is, they didn't have grocery stores. They didn't have farms. They didn't have silos for grain. They didn't have freezers. They took their homes, they picked up their homes and put them on their back and went to wherever the herds of animal were. They could only hunt what they could eat. If you hunted more than what you could eat, then the animal carcass would rot, and it would attract bugs and other, like wolves and coyotes. And it's just, you can't hold on to anything. You can't. Life isn't meant to be like that. It's meant to be a flow. So this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to flow with your soul. And this is what I'm talking about when I say manifesting without manifesting. So I want you to think for a moment all the effort that you put into trying to manifest what you want. Think about all the angst that gets screwed up inside of you when you try to manifest what you want. If maybe you're not in one of those places, maybe you're like in a situation where I am now, and things are, going as you have wanted, and then it's going even beyond that. And it's scary. It's scary when you start really getting what you want. I can't really explain why, but it is. But part of it is because you're in the moment. And again, it's like being in a wave. When you're catching a wave, you can't spend the time to try and hold on. You have to move, and you have to go with it. You can't, when you're taking off, especially if it's a big wave, you can't second guess yourself, and you can't wait. If you make the decision to go, you got to go, even if it looks like you're gonna, fall and go head first. And lots of times you're this close to doing that, and because you commit, everything happens the way it's supposed to. Sometimes you do fall head first, but life has to be like that as well. You can't hesitate. You got to keep going, keep taking the risks, keep taking the actions, regardless of how you feel, regardless of your fears. And that's the great thing. Same thing with surfing. Same thing. You're taking off on a big wave. You're scared to death. It's okay if you're scared, as long as you are going for it. As long as you take the action and you paddle and you stand up and lean into it. You think you're going to fall, but you don't. You end up surfing the best wave of your life. Life is like that. And that's what I want to share with you today. I'm going to share with you how to do that. So, the state that I'm talking about now is something that can be done instantaneously. Most people, myself included, won't be able to do that early on because you're so wrapped up in all of the crappy thinking. But I really want you to spend some time thinking about, honestly, I want you to honestly think about what it is you think you deserve. I've shared this story numerous times. I'll share it again. One of the services I do is I do an hour-long career consultation. You can go up here to neo.thunderwizard.com. That's one of the steps there. Find your perfect career. By the way, let me be clear about what I mean when I say find your perfect career. A career is nothing more than how you get the resources to do what you want. And your perfect career is the universe paying you money to be your authentic self. From the outside, people think you're offering a service. I offer a service. I do astrology readings and rune readings, and I do these videos, and I do consultations, and I do work with apprentices. So that's my job, that's my service, but I'm just being my truest self. And all I'm doing is I just attach a dollar figure to it. That's all. I mean, you think about it. You think about, that's what singers do. That hip hop, rap. I'm too much of an old fart to even get into that, but that comes out of the desire to express yourself. And these are things people, they did anyway. They did in their spare time, before record labels took it on, before it became a musical genre. And it doesn't matter. I'm not just talking about hip hop. Any kind of musical genre first started out as something that people did, because it was a new thing, that a new way for them to express, and then it started to take on, and then it becomes something. And that's what happens. The universe pays you to be your authentic self, whatever the hell that is. That's what I mean when I say, find your deepest joy and act on it. And the service that comes out of that is you expressing what your true happiness is, whatever the hell that is. And the universe pays you for that. I talk about surfing being my joy. I don't make money directly from surfing. But if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be able to come to you and do what I do and be any good at it, because I have to be in that state. That's the happiest I get is after I surf. The happiest I get. And then I start thinking of how to communicate and what to do, and I start to get ideas. And some people are lucky enough that that thing that they do is actually what the universe directly pays them for. But that's what it comes down to. So think about what it is that you truly, truly want, and think about the things that you don't think you deserve. And be honest about that. And be honest about the feelings about that. The grief, the sadness. I was going to tell you a story. As I do, I went off on a tangent. I've told this story before. I'm sure I'll tell it again. It's one of the saddest experiences I've ever had is, doing this work. Somebody came to me for a career consultation, and I took them through the same steps I always do. Go to courses.thunderwizard.com to get the book, The Shamanic Secret Commandment to a Perfect Life, or go to neo.thunderwizard.com, find your perfect career. I'll take you through those steps. You ask certain questions of yourself, and then the answer of that is what you're supposed to do. And sometimes the answer is, you're like, how the hell do I make money doing that? I don't know. But I guarantee you that's where your money's going to come from. When you can identify what your soul truly wants, go do it. The money will follow. Guaranteed. The money, the success, the happiness. But you won't be able to bottle it and store it. You'll have to stay in a flow. Surfing away. You got to stay in the flow of it every moment, because at some point that wave is going to die out, and then you can't surf it anymore. That is the same thing with your desire. Your desire will come and you got to ride it. You can't bottle it. Once a wave has spent its energy, it's gone. That wave you saw me surf will never exist again. It had not existed before. It will never exist again. That one wave, done. It's finished. When you have your soul desire, you have to live that in this moment, every moment. If you remember, I haven't talked about a lot of this stuff lately, but the Norns, my ethnic ancestors were the Vikings, and they had, in my experience, the most beautiful understanding of space-time. They believed that the universe was woven together by three giantesses who are called Norns. The past is called origins. The future was called debt. Another word we use it now, we call it karma. It means the same thing. And then the present is called Verdandi, which means the immediate, ever flowing present, the immediacy. And this is where we live all the time. We are constantly flowing with the present. The past and the future are illusions. We're always in the present moment. We're always flowing. We can't try to bottle the present. You can't do it. You can only experience it each passing nanosecond. Same thing is true with your soul desire. Your true soul desire that will bring you money, happiness, and you can apply it. We talk about money a lot because money is the main thing that people are seeking after. When they type in manifestation, the vast majority of people are looking for money. And money is a symbol. Money is a symbol of love and support. This is why people who have money problems have lower back problems, because the lower back, that's where the kidneys are. And the kidneys is where we express our feeling of support. Kidney is water. Water is nourishment. Water is the mother. When we don't have money, we feel like the mother, the universe, the feminine of the universe. We feel that we are unloved. And this is why people get desperate, they get angry, they start looking for ways to steal, or they look for ways to hoard. Hoarders. There are people who literally find trash and bring it into their house and hold on to it just because it's just something. If you dig deep, you'll find that's somebody who lost something and on an unconscious level can't deal with it. So they're just trying to grab as much stuff as they can to feel like that they are provided for, that the universe is providing for them. So money represents that. Money represents feeling that you are being loved and nurtured and provided for. But again, think about our hunter-gatherer ancestors. They could only eat as much as they could hunt that day. They couldn't store it, and they wouldn't, even if you asked them to. They would go, why in the world would I do that? That's stupid. That's not how the world works. They found ways to dry meat and do other things like that, but they understood that things have to flow. Money is that way, and money is the result. What I'm saying to you is that money is the universe paying you to be your true, authentic self from your soul. So, as I said, I'm going to teach you an exercise to be able to do exactly that. In order to see that video with that exercise, you need to go to thunderwizard.com, and you are going to click on Manifestation Mastery Course, and there you will get video 34B. And the Manifestation Mastery Course is the premier subscription for the Thunder Wizard page. And yes, I am suggesting that you subscribe, because are you serious? The thing is, we could talk about this all day long. I talked about one person I know, comes onto the channel, and, I haven't seen this person in a while, comes onto the channel and watches and then complains, but I know they don't follow through. They're not serious. There are some people that want to stay in their misery. They complain about it, but that's because it is safer. You understand misery. You understand being poor. There's a bunch of other reasons too, because you're trying to please your parents in your head. And so when you go against your parents in your head and you actually go after what you really want, you're worried you won't get love. And remember, money equals love. So do you want the love that comes from connecting to your soul? Or are you still trying to gain the love of your mother, your father, your ex-wife, your ex-husband? There's only one love that really matters, and that's the love that you experience from your soul, which is a direct, connection to the universe. And the great thing is that when you have that love within yourself, guess what ends up happening? Other people want to love you. It's just one of those things. Anyway, so you're going to go to thunderwizard.com and you're going to subscribe at the Manifestation Mastery course level because you're serious. You're tired of not having what you want. You've been thinking about it. You've been watching these videos. You hear me say it every week and you go, yeah, I will, maybe later, maybe next week. And, for some reason, $50 is just such an incredible amount. Just stop wasting time. Go subscribe and give yourself what you deserve. You don't like it, you can unsubscribe after the first month. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. All right, so that's it. Go to thunderwizard.com and then you can see video 34B and I'll teach you a very powerful shamanic technique to get yourself in the flow right now and learn how to do that and practice that. All right, I'll talk to you soon.